kwa nyinyi kufika hapa leo. Tumekuwa hapa kwa muda ya masaa mawili na nusu na tumerecord statement yetu. Mimi na Honorable Babu Owino, we have recorded our statement as people who were there when that incident happened, the infamous incident that happened in Soi constituency or Singishu County. I was personally present that day in that scene, and what I saw is an episode that I will not wish to see again in my life, because I saw death with my own eyes. This is something that is unacceptable, something that should not happen in our country, something that should not be entertained by anyone in this country. You see, we have attempted murder on the life of His Excellency, the Prime Minister Raila Odinga. You saw where he was seated in the chopper, and you saw where the stone fell on that chopper. It fell directly on where he was seated. First of all, when we arrived in that home on that day, as I've told the police, we encountered a very rowdy youth as we were entering the home. But at the time we were entering, they never did anything. We entered the home, we condoled with the home, we gave our condolence messages, but immediately we finished with the family, and we came out of the gate, now going to our chopper. Stones were raining. Stones were pelted on us in the car, inside the car. So we had to take the car closer as possible, nearer to the chopper, so that we can get out of the car and jump into the chopper. So once we got inside the chopper, they started again pelting stones on the chopper from all sides, from the back side, sides, the front side, and they were shouting, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." As we were getting out of the car, we could hear people shouting like that. And I'm told the main plan was even to burn that chopper that day there. That was their intention. Now, those leaders who have, brought those organized gangs, those organized criminal gangs, I don't know what they are thinking about in their minds, because how can you attempt to take the life of somebody like His Excellency Prime Minister? I know he's mortal, his time will come, but not in that manner and that form, not politically orchestrated like that, in that form. So we want to condemn. We have shared with the police what we know. We gave them a statement of almost 10 pages. What happened that day, when we arrived there, what happened, how we were almost being killed there. We have shared with them, and we hope they will take necessary action, because this is a very serious matter. This is an isolated matter that is different from any other matter that happened before. Because as you know, we are heading to the general election. We have 120 days to go, and you know who is the leading presidential candidate. Me and you know, opinion polls have come out and showed who is the leading presidential candidate. So when you have an attempt on the life of such a candidate, then you are trying to invite anarchy to this country. You are trying to invite mayhem and disorder in this country. So I am saying also that we will allow our opponents to campaign anywhere in this country. Anywhere. They can go to our constituencies, they can go to our counties, they can go to what is perceived to be our stronghold. I said perceived to be our stronghold. They can visit. And we want our people to receive them. We want our people to welcome them. Let everyone sell his idea or her idea. That is the kind of democracy we want to nurture in this country. But our journey that day began at Iten Shopping Center. And at that place, we also had rowdy youth who were shouting, "UDA, Ruto, UDA, Ruto." We could not address the gathering. The Prime Minister only spoke for 6 minutes or 5 minutes, and he concluded his speech. That is a very uncouth. If you don't agree with someone, please keep away from his rally. Don't attend the rally. Even if it is 10 people, let him address those 10 people and he leave. So, as far as we are concerned, and why we had to come and write witness statements here, is because we knew and we came to understand and believe that this was an attempt on the life of our leader, our next president. This was an attempt on the life of our party leader. We will not take it casual. We have to leave everything we were doing today and come to the CID headquarters to record our statement, because we want this matter taken to its logical conclusion. It's not an easy matter. It's not a small matter. It's a very heavy and weighty matter for this country. If this country is to remain peaceful, This matter must be handled with the seriousness it deserves.
Actually came here to record witness statements. So they did not come here as suspects or people who are suspected to have participated in organizing this, what we saw in Uasin Gishu. So they came to record witness statement. I think the media reported wrongly that I was also to appear. I have just come to accompany them. No one invited me to come here, so that needs to be very clear. But I want to also add on to what Honorable Junet has said. What we expect from the government is simple. Dig deep into this matter. If you saw the behavior of those youths, first, it is rarely unlikely that the youth would find themselves congregated in the numbers of 400 plus to go to a home state where there was a funeral during the day and someone has just dropped in the evening without being organized. If you see the way they were behaving and conducting themselves and communicating and the kind of defiance that came from this youth, it is clear that someone had organized these youth. That is why yesterday I said that they appear to me like youth who have received some drills on security issues and on paramilitary matters. So this matter should not be taken casually. Our colleagues almost lost their lives. If you listen to what they are saying, what they witnessed, this is something we cannot accept. And this kind of intolerance, I know it is coming about because of frustration. When you see yourself losing an election that you thought a few months or years ago that you'd win, I know you clearly it causes concern and disquiet, embarrassment, frustration in your camp. But let UDA desist from this kind of behavior. I want to speak to our supporters across the country that this isolated incident should not make our supporters behave differently. Continue behaving civil, continue conducting yourselves with decorum. We have a country to protect. We don't want this country to burn. The government is going to take action. We have been promised that nothing is going to be left, no stone will be left unturned. And I hope this time, seriously, no stone will be left unturned.
Ni nia na madhumuni ya party leader wetu Raila Amolo Odinga ya kuwa katika sehemu zote ambazo kwamba ni kuna wana ODM ambao ni Kenya nzima, tusijaribu kuchukua hatua kama hii kwa mikono yetu sisi wenyewe. Anayekuja asikizwe. Sisi badala ya kurusha mawe, wao vile wamerusha mawe na walikuwa wanajaribu kifo, sisi ile kitu tutafanya ni badala ya kurusha mawe tutarusha kura katika madebe, na hizo kura ndio zitawaua wao wenyewe. Kwa sababu hii siasa ya vita na ghasia sio siasa. Kwa hivyo hii ni kilio, niombe inaotoka kutoka kwa party leader wetu mwenyewe Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Tunataka amani katika Kenya hii.
I wanted to add something. I saw the deputy president the other day apologizing. I don't know he was apologizing over what. Because you apologize over a crime that you have committed. Is he telling us that he was aware of the crime that took place? That he's apologizing on behalf of his people who committed the crime? What was he apologizing about? What he needs to do as the leader of UDA, he needs to denounce violence. He needs to denounce what happened there with the strongest terms possible that he can afford to say. Not to apologize, because apology means that you knew something about this, that action. It's like you are apologizing on behalf of the people who did that. You are apologizing because you knew what happened or how it was planned. So he needs to come out more clearer than what he said. Apology means it is a kind of acceptance, that is accepting that he was part and parcel of what happened in that place. So we were shocked to see that he could apologize because of a criminal offense of that nature. That means he was aware of something about it or something. Because if he knows something about it also, he needs to come to the CAD headquarters and share his statement with them. Because it was bizarre for him to apologize than denouncing the action. What I expected from him is to denounce it, because it was a very bad thing that happened. Let's conclude with the Senate.
I think mine is very short and precise. You know, when we get into this kind of behavior, it demonstrates the hooliganism that exists in some parties. We want to call upon all our supporters to continue, treating each other with civility and not to allow such hooligans to antagonize them so that they can be able to follow suit. We have a big problem in this country where you hear some people talk about things. Like the other day we had the Honorable Caleb Kositan talking about saying they know the people who were involved in that. We want to call upon the security operators to be able to go and arrest those people immediately so that we can be able to put this thing to rest. If that stone would have hit the head of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, we would not be talking now. It would have been something completely different. So really, we really just want to call for civility, respect. Let us carry ourselves with decorum. Let us ensure that we conclude this period of the campaign period without all these shenanigans. Thank you very much.
Kifo iko na sura mbaya sana. Hakuna mtu yote anaweza tamani kuona hiyo sura ya kifo. Mimi na Honorable Junet, together with the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya, hiyo siku kifo ilitu visit na Mwenyezi Mungu alitusaidia. And however much you try to apply makeup on the face of death, the way the DP was doing the other day in Karen, the face of death is still ugly. And no matter how much makeup you put, it is still ugly, and it will remain to be ugly. For those who committed and planned this heinous act, the barbaric act, the ugly act, the cantankerous act, may their bodies itch without the benefit of scratching. And lastly, the stones that were thrown at Baba and at us, we collected them, and those stones, we'll use them to build more rooms in State House, so Kenyans will have occupancy in State House tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8. Asanteni.
Just a question as the director of the elections.